All right, welcome to another installment of the Fragments of Silicon reviews. 4 reviews up this week, the first of which is Desert Race Adventures. Start your engines for a rally adventure across Europe and Africa. Manage your team, vehicles, and supplies as you navigate treacherous terrains. Each challenge on the road forces tough decisions that impact your journey. Ride to glory in this retro-inspired strategy with a roguelike twist. Any resemblance, in passing or explicit, to the Paris-Dakar rally is completely intentional. Yeah. I mean, that is basically what this is, just with the serial numbers filed off. A grand game tradition dating all the way back to the late 80s. Not so much here, but there's certainly no shortage of European and Japanese developed games that inspired from that particular race. That being said, this isn't a racing game, and it's in the it says Desert Race Adventures in the title, but it's the strategy part. So it's less, say, Big Run on the Super Nintendo and more the Oregon Trail. It's not a one-to-one thing, but you substitute cholera and dysentery for your motor breaking down, or your car getting flooded, something like that, or crashing. Crashes happen a lot. It is more forgiving than the Oregon Trail, in that there are no instant death scenarios. Like, you won't suddenly fall off a cliff. Or if you encounter, say, a sandstorm, it's going to delay you. It's going to drain some of your resources. It's not going to instantly take you out of the race unless you lack sufficient resources to continue. As in, you've got food, you've got petrol, gas, and like repair parts that are your vital resources that need managing across the way. And before every leg of a race, of the race, you get the opportunity to fill up your vehicle with up to, you've got 5 options. You've got food, you've got gas, you've got spare parts, you've got spare tires, which I believe nullify bad events, or it was the seatbelt. Like, forgetting what one of those does. Now the thing is, these aren't free in the sense that what you take will weigh you down. As in, oh, that's right, medical supplies. That's what I was forgetting initially. That's to, if you get an owie, you can repair it. And you get a choice of 2 drivers who bring various pros and cons to the event. As in, one racer will be able, the pilot will increase the odds of shortcuts happening at the expense of consuming food. Or you're just overall faster at the expense of draining more gas. That kind of deal. It's not super comprehensive. And I'll be honest, I tried feeding into that, this whole system initially, because it plays out in various ways. Like, your resource drainage is dependent on how fast you go. I'll be honest, I just cranked it up to fast and never looked back unless I was forced to. Because honestly, after a certain point, that became the optimal strategy, as did carrying extra resources versus like a spare tire or medical supplies. I found those to be less useful than making sure I had coverage, because that's the thing that'll really sink you in this game. Not having the spare parts to repair. Also, things do degrade as you go through the race. And once things get down to the orange sector, then you start slowing down and so on and so forth. The thing is, I found it very impractical to keep up with repairs. Maybe in the beginning, but very soon, because shit wears down too quick. It's just, it was more optimal to make sure I had enough parts to keep out of the red. Especially since, the whole roguelike twist thing includes, the random events. Because much like the Oregon Trail, you could just be going along and all of a sudden, you took the wrong way and you got lost.
And then everyone
And
you know and love is dead.
Yes. Though in this case, it's more, your car won't start. Once again, it's most comparable to the Oregon Trail, but less severe. Also, it doesn't have the best part of the Oregon Trail. There's no hunting minigame. It's just you're watching in this case, car move, which honestly isn't very interesting. Oh, and it's also got the scenic locales, except they're places you've heard of.
Ah, yeah.
And like this, like or places that Europeans have heard of, like Toulouse, France. Maybe not necessarily on the minds of an American, but from what I recall, it's a fairly popular tourist destination, for Europe. It's a known place in France, let's say. And instead of acting as an educational tool, it's more kind of let's go Europe. It's more travel log than, this is Paris, the location of some places you've heard of. As opposed to the Oregon Trail, which was nominally trying to teach you about the actual places along the actual Oregon Trail.
Yeah. Meanwhile, this is a race. You kind of need to do some racing, not some sightseeing.
Yes. And yeah, that's about it in terms of the game. And aside from some very catchy music, in that I have not been able to get this earworm out of my brain for the past week. With the start music. It was unexpected.
I guess, is that a good or a bad thing?
It's very unwelcome. But yeah, so I suppose the core is solid. Like if you're expecting an actual rally racer, this isn't it, or any sort of racer. I will flat out tell you, if you're looking for a racing game, go pick up like Grid or Dirt. Something that has actual rally, maybe one of the Gran Turismo titles. Like there aren't that many rally racers these days, but around, say, the PlayStation 1, 2 era, there was a slew of rally racers released. That's back when you could do that. Develop a game in a fiscally sensible amount of time. I guess in terms of today, you can get the World Rally Championship race games from Nakon, and there's also World Rally Championship from EA, the Dirt Rally. There are rally choices,
And I'm sure there are some indie options. We just have not played them.
or we featured like the Art of Rally, which was
Yeah.
which was more of an interesting art experiment than a straightforward rally racer, from what I remembered.
Mm.
As far as strategy goes, honestly, let me see if this has got a mobile version, because I think it would work better there, or maybe a Steam Deck. And even then, like, as an actual strategy game, I find it very lacking.
Mm.
Because my strategy just eventually devolved into get to the end of the race as quickly as possible.
Right.
Special race to see who's fastest.
Well, I guess, is there any times where you come across other drivers, or
you do not?
Mm.
And besides, that's not how rally racing works.
Fair.
Like, the short version, for those who don't know, rally racing is about time versus beating the other opponent over the finish line. That's why rally racing has spotters. Well, one of the reasons. The other is because rally racing usually takes place in dangerous locations.
Paris locales
I'll
full of
stop before we
fabulous prizes.
Yeah. But, like, anyway. So it's fine, I guess, but it's just a bit shallow and limited in what it desires to do. But on the other hand, it's kind of reflected in the price, because this game is priced at a mere $6, which for the content on offer, maybe a bit much. I think it probably should have came in at $5, which, granted, isn't a huge price disparity. But when you're looking at the cheapest free games, as Strong Bad would call them, or the Brothers Chaps at least, it's okay. I really don't have anything else. I mean, this is the kind of game we get sometimes where it's actually fairly straightforward in its mechanics and design, just not it's a puddle of a game. All right, so yeah, I think that'll about do it for Desert Race Adventures here. Tune in after the break as Petty Fan reviews Sushi Ben.